You may wonder what all this money and the bar of gold are doing here in this video on energy metabolism. By the end of this video, you will understand the different sources and pathways our body has to meet the energy needs during exercise and sports. To explain this, I will make use of the different forms of money as a metaphor. But first, a short introduction to ATP. Talking about energy means talking about ATP, adenosine triphosphate, an energy-rich phosphate compound. Did you know that ATP is the only energy currency of our body? All other energy sources, like our body fat or blood glucose, first need to be broken down and converted to ATP via specific pathways before it can be used. ATP releases energy for all kinds of biological processes by splitting phosphate. ATP then becomes ADP, adenosine diphosphate. Remarkably, the total amount of ATP you have in your body is very low. It would only allow exercise for a few seconds before you run out of energy. Therefore, ADP has to be converted back to ATP before energy is available again for the working muscle. All other energy sources in our body resynthesize ATP from ADP to provide energy. Some energy sources can do this job very quickly and efficiently, but have a small capacity, while other sources are slow, but have a huge capacity. This is where the metaphor comes in. Imagine ATP as 1 cent coins. Your body only accepts these 1 cent coins. Unfortunately, you only have a few. Other energy sources first have to be exchanged for these coins. The energy sources available for our body are phosphocreatine, muscle glycogen and blood glucose, and fat. There are some other carbon-containing compounds that can be used, like proteins and alcohol. However, their contribution to energy expenditure during exercise is low. Let's have a closer look at how these sources can be used to generate energy. Phosphocreatine is, like ATP, an energy-rich phosphate compound present in skeletal muscle. However, its energy cannot be used directly for biological processes, but can be used to resynthesize ATP from ADP. This goes very fast, without any delay, and it does not require oxygen. You could say that phosphocreatine are bigger coins, which can quickly be exchanged for the 1 cent coins. However, the phosphocreatine stores in our muscle are also rather small and can support high-intensity exercise for only up to 20 to 30 seconds. This immediate energy source is ideal for short-term high-intensity exercise like sprinting and powerlifting. Another energy source is glycogen. Glycogen is the way our body stores carbohydrates. Glycogen is a long chain of glucose units and can be found in skeletal muscle and liver tissue. Muscle glycogen can only be used locally in the muscle itself. Liver glycogen can release glucose into the blood to be used by other tissues. Muscle glycogen can resynthesize ATP via 2 different pathways, via the anaerobic glycolysis and via the aerobic breakdown. Let's start with the anaerobic glycolysis. Glycolysis is the process in which glucose is broken down into a compound called pyruvate. This results in the formation of ATP. When not enough oxygen is available, pyruvate is converted to lactate or lactate acid. So it's anaerobic, without the use of oxygen. This lactate gives the acid feeling in your legs when you are doing high-intensity exercise. The anaerobic glycolysis is fast, although not as fast as phosphocreatine, and can deliver ATP at a high speed, but finally runs into troubles. And you know why? The acidification will slow down muscle contraction and limit performance. And this already happens after a few minutes of high-intensity exercise. Another drawback, so to speak, of the anaerobic glycolysis is its rather inefficient production of ATP from glycogen. The aerobic breakdown of glycogen, so with the use of oxygen, provides 10 times more energy per glucose molecule, but this is much slower. So glycogen is like a stack of banknotes. You can exchange it for a lot of coins. And in case of the anaerobic glycolysis, you quickly exchange it via a money exchanger on the street. You know you will not have a good rate, but you will have your coins available quickly and you can do your work. Going to a trusted exchange office takes more time, but gives a much better rate. This is what aerobic breakdown of glucose is, our third pathway of energy. But more on this in the next video. Let's have a break.